everyone, this is Namita here. I'm back again with my new topic. Am I ready for this relationship? How do you get to know that this is the right time and you are ready for the relationship? How do you know that this is the time? For that, you need to understand how is the other person. Has the other person seen you during your worst times or your good times? Now this is a little catchy, that when and where. At times what happens is, in the practical scenario, what we are doing is that when we find such person, we start faking ourselves. We start hiding up our worst. In a way, it is the right thing to do because you want the other person to like you. So you are doing that. But during this process, when you are trying to hide your weaknesses and you are trying to portray your strengths, so much so that the other person kind of falls in for you and you are in a good space right now. But now with time, if you want this relationship to thrive, if you want this relationship to grow, you need to become vulnerable. You need to let know of that person, of that other significant other, whether it is a girl or it is a boy. You need to tell her that there may be a time that you are having some insecurities. Now you can have any of the weaknesses. The good part is that we all are unique within ourselves. What I have, you may not have. What you have, I will not have. And if I tell you that maybe my weakness is I get jealous or I get insecure about you, and this is not a great thing which I want to share, but I'm working upon myself. So these two statements, when we are making to that person with whom I want to go ahead for a long-term relationship, it will be a great foundation for your relationship, because then the other person is not only will not only get impressed by your honesty, he will or she will even start thinking or looking at you in a different way, that how honest you are, that you could freely tell. It would make you more attractive. Now there is a possibility that for that person you're good enough, or your strengths or whatever you are giving it to that person, the time you're spending with that person or whatever best you can do with that person is not enough. In fact, he or she is looking at your worst, is trying to find out, is probably a critical person. It is his mind or it is her mind that he or she is trying to look into your weaknesses. How do you think this relationship will end? Where are you going to go? If that person will find out or will discover your weaknesses and might feel that he's or she has been trapped in this relationship, he or she will deny that your weakness of yours, what you are showing. And in case, if you look at the other scenario, you decide, I'm never going to show this weakness to him or her, or I am going to be a different person with him or her. Over a period of time, what are you actually doing? You are bottling up. You are bottling up all those things which you actually want to open up and say. So one of the days it will happen that it may just blast may come out, or if the blast is not coming out, you would probably become passive aggressive, and the other significant other will keep on wondering that what did I say or what has actually happened. He will not be able to understand, she will not be able to fathom the fact that where and what is she doing wrong, and they might try to analyze themselves, they might try to analyze relationships, but it will not be going anywhere. The truth is, you need to accept the person. We need to accept not only the good, but we need to accept even the worst in the other person. The right relationship, the thriving relationship would be when you feel good, when your significant other makes you feel better, makes you feel elevated, you feel you are in a different world altogether when you are sitting with him or with her. Whoever you are sitting with, you feel that you're in a blissful world because he or she is taking your strengths up, is elevating you. and there is another person who is bringing you down. So this was one point where you can find out that this guy or this girl is actually right for me. The second point, and the more important point, is when you need to accept him with his weaknesses as well, or with her weaknesses as well. The significant other needs to see those weaknesses inside you. He or she needs to know, and he or she needs to be okay with it, that I'm ready to accept these weaknesses and I'm ready to move on. In fact, it's a beautiful line which one of my students had shared with me, that they were in a relationship and they had some issues. So the girl comes to this guy and she says that I am okay about your these weaknesses if you are not calling me, or if you are occupied, or if you kind of forget me sometimes. I'm okay about it and I'm ready to move on in a relationship. So this is a kind of relationship that we are looking at. We cannot always be at our best, or he or she can always be at their best. To have that long term, to have that fulfilling relationship, he or she needs to accept you fully, and you need to accept yourself fully before they accept you. When we are trying to fake it, is God has made us unique, I repeat. So we have our weaknesses, and we know this is because of the situations, our experiences in the past, our relationships, our parents, our school, our friends, who we are today. We need to know first that this is who I am, and I need to accept myself the way I am. Once I will accept myself, I will accept my weaknesses, I will say, okay, I am an alcoholic, then only I can leave an alcohol, or I can leave anything on that note. This was just an example. I need to accept it. Okay, this is there, this exists, but I'm working upon myself. So here for this video, I want to focus upon you accepting yourself before the other person, and then let the other person be a little vulnerable. If you are looking at a solid relationship, a hardcore relationship, you need to open up yourself a bit, and you need to let that other person know what are your weaknesses, and let him or her accept you. And you must tell her, or you must tell him, that this is my weakness, but I want to overcome it. I am working upon myself, and I need your support and motivation. This will not only strengthen your relationship, it is going to make it fulfilling, and you are going to feel empowered. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel below.